everyone, I'm Hannah.
I'm Darcy.
And welcome to Two Girls, One Plot, your favourite bookish podcast.
And here we are, together again.
Together again.
We're sticking to our schedule today.
Yeah, we're sticking to our schedule. We're here once more, trying to do it a bit more frequently.
Mm.
Yeah, and we've got our little in between the pages as well.
Yep.
Some extra content with interviews with various people as well. So yeah, we're doing quite a lot.
Yeah, we'll get into that later, I think.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of things to do today.
We do, lots to discuss.
So, shall we just get stuck in with a book check-in?
Book check-in, yeah, go on then. Do you want to start?
So, I have finished Heavenly Bodies.
Well done.
I really enjoyed it.
It's such a good ending. It's such a good... Every time you messaged me about the ending, I thought, wait for the twists and turns.
Yeah. I'll insert my little screenshots of my little face that I was sending Hannah. Oh.
The whole way through that book, even up till right at the end, I just didn't know what was going to happen. No. I just did not know how it was going to end.
Whiplash.
Yeah. You really don't know what's going to happen.
You really
and it's
don't know.
A really, really good ending. Worth reading it for that. I think I said last time it took me a little bit of time to get into it, but worth it.
Yeah, I really liked it. So I would rate that a 4-star. I think you rated it 3.5.
I did.
But I think because I just flowed through.
Yeah.
It was so good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to read the second one.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you going to read the second one?
Yes, I can't not. I need to know what happens.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliffhanger. It's a good ending, but yeah, it definitely leads on to the next one of there's a lot of unanswered questions.
So yeah, and I just thought it was brilliant. So
good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We've got it on our shelf somewhere. There it is, over there.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. We're getting a good little collection.
Yeah, we have got a good little collection.
Even if they're not all your books, they're Matt's, but...
Some of them are Matt's books. Yeah, Matt's been buying some special editions of the Tom Lloyd books, so they've made it onto our shelf.
Keep thinking of Cher Lloyd by
Cher Lloyd.
Saying Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd.
No, not Cher Lloyd.
Not
she may
Cher
have written a book, I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's not on the shelf if she has.
So, the other book I've read, which is kind of what we alluded to a little bit, was Daughter of the Night.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was announced yesterday from when we're filming this, but on Friday we announced our new guest from Between the Pages is Gemma Vale.
Yeah, so exciting.
So excited.
We've been excited about this for a little while because we planned it for a little while, haven't we? But so she's coming on in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
It'll be so exciting. So this will be her debut novel, independent.
Self-published.
Yeah, self-published.
Everything. She's doing all of it. The audiobook.
Yeah. But you've read it as an advanced reader copy, an ARC read, haven't you? And same. So that's my current read at the moment. So. That'll be so exciting because she'll be a really interesting person to talk to. Her writing style, her technique, like the way that she sort of develops her stories and the way that she writes is all really, really interesting. She talks about it a lot on her social media.
Yeah, we can't go into it because we're going to have to save it for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast.
So it'll be the next episode that we upload after this one will be Between the Pages with Gemma Vale.
Really excited. We're going to have to probably think of some really good questions for that because I feel like she talks a lot about her process and everything on her social media, so we want to kind of get into that.
So I finished that. I flew through. It only took me 3 days I think to do.
Amazing.
So I did enjoy that, but again we'll discuss it. We can't really say too much. My current read, which is a bit rogue for me, I've been excited to tell you this all day.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we spent probably a good couple hours together and I really wanted to talk to you about this book. So I decided to have a break from the fantasy.
Right.
And so I am reading a contemporary romance, but it's a dark romance.
A contemporary dark romance?
Yeah. And it's called Once You're Mine by Morgan Bridges.
Right, okay.
And it's a stalker romance.
Okay.
And it is easy to I was saying this to Tom, I've only got 100 pages out. And I started it last night.
Oh, wow.
And it's a short book, to be fair. It's 300 pages. Well, an average book.
Yeah.
300 pages. And I think because there's no world building, because it is the world.
Yeah, the world as we know it.
It was just flew through. And it felt like I was watching a film in my head.
That's amazing. Okay, cool. So, I mean, assuming you're enjoying it then.
Yeah. It's an easy little... Yeah, I wanted something a little bit different, short, just kind of get me in, because there's a couple of books that I want to read, but they are, I imagine there's going to be some world building.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need something. I mean, you can't say that's lighter, but it's just different, isn't it? It's sometimes you just need to reset by going to something completely different. So, okay.
Yeah. So we can talk a little bit about it at some point if you'd like, but it is like...
Well, tell me about it.
Okay. So basically, so it starts off with there's been a death of this senator in America.
Okay.
And his daughter, it's at his funeral, and his daughter's there basically, and she's being watched by this guy.
Right.
The senator had previously been cleared from committing a murder. He'd just been cleared from those crimes.
Yeah.
And then he mysteriously died.
Yeah.
And it was at his funeral, and there's a guy there, and basically this guy is like a vigilante.
Right.
And so he kills people who get away with crimes, even though they've done it. He only goes for people that are bad people, and then if they get cleared in court, he then goes fine, whatever, and then kills the guy. And then he, at the funeral, at the end of his ritual for killing these people, he attends the funeral, and that's where he sees the FMC.
Right.
And then he basically becomes obsessed with her and stalks her. Oh. And that's kind of where we're at.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But it is really good. It's kind of like a 50 Shades of Grey kind of esque thing. But it was a good little different type. It's my first contemporary romance that's like that dark romance, which I think Lights Out is like a contemporary romance, isn't it?
And I bought one as well. It's not on our shelf, but the one that
the mafia one.
The mafia romance one that was actually, I bought the second book instead of the first one, which was annoying. I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's called the first one is called Joey, I think, and that's the one that I didn't buy. I bought the second one, which I can't remember what it's called now, but anyway, I think that's is her name Sadie Kincaid? She's quite a well-known mafia romance author. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good little tiptoe into that kind of, because it's not, I haven't got to anything particularly what I would consider dark romance about it yet. He's a stalker, but as I say, I'm 200 pages in and I haven't really bonked yet.
Not been a lot of spice.
I mean, there has been spice, but it's kind of been, it's hard to explain, but it's more kind of the build up around it, and there's a lot of things that are said.
Right. Okay.
But I wouldn't say it's as dark as I expected dark books to be.
God, what are you looking for in a dark romance?
Isn't there, I mean, we won't include this in, but isn't there one that he
I think that might be Lights Out or one of those in that series.
This isn't
Yeah.
So that's what I'm reading.
Okay, cool.
Over to you.
Over to me. Okay. So I finished House of Flame and Shadow, which is the third of the Crescent City books. Crescent City, which was a big moment because I accidentally bought it as a 3-in-1 on my Kindle. So when you look at the percentage of the books going down, it was a percentage of the three of them together.
Oh yes,
so it was oh my god, it just felt like it was taking ages to get through them because they're each about 900 pages long.
They're big girls,
but they're so good. It's definitely one of the best series that I've read. Definitely the best of the Sarah J. Maas ones that I've read so far.
Do you prefer that to Throne of Glass?
Well, so far, I haven't finished Throne of Glass yet, so we will see. But so far, I quite like the sort of modern city element of it. It was still a fantasy world, but it was set in the modern times, as in, they had smartphones and they had cars and TVs and all that kind of... I don't know, it was just quite interesting because you don't see that a lot in the sort of fantasy genre. And also I like the fact that it did relate back to ACOTAR and the characters from ACOTAR. So you definitely, if you haven't read any of the Sarah J. Maas books, first of all, hurry up because
you ain't got time.
There's a new one coming out in October. But you definitely do need to read the ACOTAR series before reading the Crescent City. But I can see why people were saying you probably do need to read Crescent City before the next ACOTAR book comes out. So I've now completed that, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was I loved the ending and the build up to the ending. You know, there's a big build up and everyone's kind of getting all stressed and. but there's some just really, really satisfying moments in it.
Yeah, it's a great series.
I really enjoyed it. And what I liked about it is at the start of the book, it started from 3 different perspectives, because there were 3 sort of little groups that are in slightly different locations.
Yeah.
So each chapter kind of jumped between the different groups to give those different perspectives. And you knew that they were all going to come together at some point, and it was all 3 different parts of the same story. So it was all happening in tandem. So I quite liked that. It was quite exciting, fast-paced, even though it was a long book. I got through it relatively quickly.
Yeah, you have got through it quickly.
Because I was just really into it. And I was already enjoying the series from the previous book, so it wasn't difficult to get back in. So really, really enjoyed that. I've got 2 current reads.
Yeah.
So Daughter of the Night by Gemma Vale, as we've talked about. So I'm about 60% of the way through that one. And I'm also listening to Love Hypothesis.
Oh, you've audioed it?
Yeah, so I'm pointing up there because that's where our TBR wheel is. It's on the top shelf. So I spun Love Hypothesis on our last podcast.
Yeah.
And didn't really know what it was.
Isn't it an TV series?
No. Is it?
With Lily Reinhardt?
It's coming out to be a film.
A film on Amazon Prime, I think.
Oh, is it coming out on Amazon? I don't know.
It's an Amazon thing. Anyway, sorry.
In September it comes out.
Yes, got you.
Yes. So it comes out as a film in September.
Yeah. What is it then? Contemporary romance?
Contemporary romance is about a woman she's a PhD student, and I don't know the technical details, but she's doing a PhD in something to do with cancer research. And so it talks about, it's very kind of academic-y set, but it's it's in the modern world in America somewhere. I can't remember which university it's at. But anyway, and essentially she it's like a fake dating situation.
Right, got you.
That she gets into this mutually agreed fake dating arrangement
with a guy.
Because it's mutually beneficial for various reasons. But as we know, with these sorts of things,
fake dating leads to
your fake dating leads to real dating and everything like that. But she's student, he's professor, blah blah blah.
Oh,
the rest is history.
Is there an age gap?
I think she's in her mid-20s, he's in his mid-30s.
Oh, okay, so nothing like too crazy.
So not well, a little bit, I guess. But yeah, so I think I've got like 4 hours left. I think I'm about 2/3 of the way through. They've got to the point where they're sort of literally for the first time it's just got a little bit spicy. Because it really sort of builds up and then there's just been a bit of drama that's happened of like another character has got involved and said something that they shouldn't have said, but he's friends with the professor and blah blah blah.
Okay.
It's all you know that there's going to be like a satisfying conclusion to it.
Got you.
But it hasn't happened yet. So really looking forward to the film coming out. Actually, when I was first listening to it, I was like, I don't know, I didn't get into it straight away. I think it's because it was just because I'd just read House of Flame and Shadow, which I absolutely loved, and it's very much more like high fantasy kind of coming back to this. It almost felt a bit like a bit too straightforward, but actually it seems like it's a good plot. I'm definitely much more into it because I'm listening to it in the car on the way to and from work and on my headphones. I'm quite looking forward to listening to it and getting back to it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that. And then, well, I was going to tell you a bit about what I did on my birthday.
Oh, yes, because Hannah is another year older.
I'm another year older, another year wiser. So thinking about reading Flame and Shadow, so I finished, did I finish it? Or I was reading it whilst I went out into Oxford for my birthday. So I just went out on my own on a little day trip. I went into Oxford and I went kind of with the intention of doing a bit of shopping, but I didn't in the end. I just kind of went around a few different places and read my book. I was well into it, like I was explaining.
You had a lovely time.
I had a lovely time. But I went to, amongst other places, Blackwell's.
Yes.
So and we've been into Oxford before, but I feel like I've figured out Blackwell's now because it's...
I didn't know there was more than one.
Yeah, so Blackwell's is a very old bookshop in Oxford and there's lots of history behind it, lots of very famous authors and that sort of thing have had books kind of published by them, and also worked there and, you know, have been involved. There's a lot of sort of famouses that have been involved there. It opened in 1879.
God, you've done some research, haven't you?
I have. I've written. When I was doing this, I was like, I feel like I'm writing a presentation for school. Opened in 1879, so it's old, and this is in Oxford as well. So it's you know, it's, and what I didn't realise, and when I was reading up about it, is that Blackwell's has a bit of a no obligation legacy. So what they try and do is encourage people to kind of go in, browse, spend time there. You know, you can pick up the books and look at them, and they've got desks and stuff in the in the biggest one. They've got desks and stuff where you can just go in and do your work and kind of sit. It's a bit like a library feel. And I did think that when I was there, and when I was just looking this up before, that they have got this sort of like no obligation thing. That's their philosophy. They're sort of, you know, they want people to come in and
just
handle the books
enjoy being in the store then.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a library in that way. And they've got, so there's 3 sites. So there's 3 sort of separate shops in Oxford. This is what I've discovered now.
Right, okay.
So the old one is on, I can't remember what the name of the street is actually, but the old one is huge. It's absolutely enormous, and you wouldn't know it from the street. It's absolutely enormous. It's obviously grown over time. They kind of added on. It's next door to the Westfield Library. So absolutely massive. I couldn't get over how big it was. But you can tell that it's an old building because it's very kind of like nooks and crannies, little doors, lots of small doors to get in. It's not like your big revolving doors or automatic or anything like that. Got everything in there. It's got like multiple floors, or your kind of contemporary fiction, your non-fiction. It's got sections for art, history, but then it's like cookery books, hobbies, all your humanities, history, geography, world books, all that sort of stuff laid out, is sprawling over many floors. Like, you can really spend a lot of time there just browsing. And again, because they've got this sort of not open door policy, no obligation policy, there's lots of like seating areas and stuff where they're almost like encouraging you to kind of like pick up books and read them, and or like have a look through, or take your own books, I guess. So that was really cool. There's a cafe in there as well, although I think it's just a Cafe Nero, which fine, but
it wouldn't be nice if it was an independent girl.
But Cafe Nero in there. And then there's 2 sets of stairs. So at the back, you can go down into a very famous room called the Norrington Room, which opened in 1966. So that was obviously a lot later. And it was in the Guinness World Book of Records as the largest book selling room. So the largest room of like that's dedicated to book selling. Yeah, in the world.
Is it really big then underneath?
It's huge. Okay. And so what they've done is, because there's not a huge amount of space in Oxford, is they had to go like subterranean.
Well, there's the whole things underneath Oxford. Tunnels and stuff. So it makes sense.
And libraries,
yeah,
seemingly. So you go in, you can tell it's kind of like a pit, like dug into the ground, and then it's got like windows all around the top. They're obviously like just at street level, but the rest of it is underneath. So it's quite cool. It's all got all these like mezzanine floors, and then it's down in the bottom there's some like armchairs, and so it's quite cozy, but it's got like a really unique kind of atmosphere down there, and it's got around the mezzanine floors, it's got desks and stuff, so there were students in there doing work, although there's a lot of chatting going on, Oxford students, and I didn't actually see much work happening. So you know, you need to work harder.
Work harder, even though they got into one of the best universities in the world.
Yeah.
Where did you go? Not Oxford.
But yeah, so it made it had that library feel, because there was the armchairs, there was the desk, there was the students working, whatever.
We'd be a library at university.
Yeah, to be fair, I probably would have been exactly the same. / absolutely was the exact same. So what I was going to tell you about that room is that it's got 3 miles worth of bookshelves.
Oh my God.
3 miles worth of bookshelves and 160,000 books in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's huge.
We need to do a thing. We should reel it.
Yeah, I was going to take some videos and stuff, but I thought it would be better for us both to do it. But that's only one of the Blackwell shops. So there's that one. That's the biggest one, the oldest one, the original. kind of over the road from it, a little bit along, but kind of over the road, there's another one, which is another Blackwell's, which is dedicated to sci-fi and fantasy. So it's got all like manga and that kind of thing, like lots of film type books, Star Warsy stuff, and does have a small romantasy section.
More than what was in the other Blackwells.
So the main Blackwells didn't seem to, like romantasy was definitely not a section. It was kind of like fiction, non-fiction, humanities, arts, kind of split a bit more like that. It felt alphabetical, kind of, didn't necessarily have like the subgenre classifications. So there was so much in there that I didn't necessarily look, but there definitely wasn't like a romantasy section. Whereas in the sci-fi fantasy shop, which was dedicated to that, there was like a sort of 2 walls of shelves. It wasn't massive, but it was there. So that was that. I bought The Courting of Bristol Keats, which is on this shelf here.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then the third Blackwell's,
which is the one we went to.
Which is the one we actually went to, is the most modern one, which is in the Westgate Centre.
Yeah.
So it's up near John Lewis. It's just around the corner. It's really nice. It's modern, modern fiction, popular fiction, some non-fiction, hobby books, and there is another section in there which is like fantasy, romantasy, I think probably because it's just quite popular at the moment. So yeah, really worth going to all 3, but if you're looking for those romantasy books, then I would suggest going to either the modern one or the modern one in the Westgate, or going to the sci-fi one. So yeah, I had a wonderful time reading my books. Oh, I also bought, where did I get that one from? Can't remember where this one was from now. I think it might have been from Waterstones, actually. I bought this, which I'm quite excited to read. This is called In These Hallowed Halls, and this is an anthology, a dark academia anthology.
What does anthology mean?
Well, so it's basically like a collection of very short stories, and it's basically curated. It's a curated collection of authors who are known for being like big in this field.
Yeah.
So they've kind of written these stories to go in this book, and they are very short, 30 pages long. So they're all of the dark academia genre, but they're like people who are known to be like really good authors in that field.
It's got loads of different authors on there. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That's cool.
There's quite a lot. Look, those are all the authors.
Yeah.
There's at least 10 there. So I'm looking forward to that, because I like a bit of dark academia, and I just feel like, is this going to be a bit of a masterclass? But there's also male and female authors in here, and I can't remember the last time I read
a book by a man.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I'll skip over those ones. But I thought it might be good to see if I like some, because inevitably there's going to be some that I like more than others in this. And if I come across an author and I think, I can really get into that, then that gives me a bit of a...
That's so interesting. I've never known that.
So anyway, that was good, and that was me learning the word anthology.
Yeah, nice. Lovely. Well, the only other thing that I have done, just to bring it back to me...
Yeah, sorry.
is I went to Manchester and I went to House of Books and Friends.
A House of Books and Friends.
House of Books and Friends. And it was a really cool little shop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I bought a couple of books. I know.
Shocking.
Spent my book token.
Oh, nice.
Had to pay a whole £1.80 extra. I know.
I'm sure worth it.
I'm excited about that. So I did a little reel. So that'll be coming out soon if it's not already. Have a look.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I had got to the bottom of my TBR. And then since my birthday...
No, you're now.
I have not. My TBR has got out of control again.
Well, shall we get into our...
Yes.
Okay.
Get into our main item.
Welcome to Conspiracy Corner.
Conspiracy. Look at your hat.
Leave my little hat. So, as you can see, those on YouTube. Side note, can't work out how to put video files on Spotify. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't have a laptop.
Oh, you have to do it on a laptop.
So, when we get our laptop, we can then maybe upgrade to that. But at the minute, it's audio only on Spotify. So
let's do an audio description. We are wearing tinfoil hats.
Wait, let me
with antennae. What are you doing?
Doing my little into the
Oh, into the microphone. I was like, what are you doing?
What do you think I was doing?
I've no idea what you were doing. Like, you just came at me with that, with your antenna. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, God.
But yeah, we've got our tinfoil hats on for those of you listening on Spotify. Probably for the best, actually. You don't need to witness this.
If you do want to witness it, YouTube, please subscribe. So we have got a fun little topic today. So you need to buckle up.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I got my tea.
We are going to discuss various different bookish conspiracies and mysteries. Mm-hmm. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So these will not be about specific books. We're not doing theories for books. This is just kind of like around different books, playwrights, authors, etc.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because I thought, let's not do theories, let's do something fun, kids. Okay, so I'm just also going to note that there are so many. This could probably be a series, I'm not going to lie.
Really?
Yeah. There's so many things from like ghostwriters from books that you would never thought were ghostwriters, people that have written famous books that potentially have, various lightning scars are actually actresses. And there's a whole like theory about all of this stuff, right? There's suspicious deaths. There's also very bad behaviour by very well-loved authors and well-known authors. Yeah. And there's also about how there's an old boys club that controls the New York Times bestsellers, publishing world, and even certain people paying for algorithms to promote books on BookTok, and how that's actually being sort of pushed by the powers that be. So,
oh gosh,
I know
there's a lot going on here.
There's so many, but I thought let's do a little
dip
a little toe for the first theory. I will include the photos on the video.
Sorry, the last thing that I googled was how to make a tinfoil hat.
This first theory is about William Shakespeare. And it's not the theory that people who know various different things are going to expect, is that Anne Hathaway and her husband are actually time travellers, and they are the original William Shakespeare and their husband and his wife.
So Anne Hathaway that we know today
and her husband are believed by various different people that they are actually the original William Shakespeare and his wife. And there's some weird coincidences, various birthdays are on the same day, etc. But here's my little picture. This is their portraits, and tell me they don't look the same.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? But this theory isn't about this.
Okay. Is the theory, that's not the theory?
That's not the theory that I'm going to discuss today, but that is one.
Okay.
Okay. So, the theory that we're going to discuss today is whether or not William Shakespeare is actually real.
Right.
Okay. So, the original William Shakespeare, his dad was a glover. Do you know what a glover was? Somebody who makes gloves.
Oh, okay.
Right, there we go. Which would mean that he's very, working class kind of chap. And so he wouldn't have any knowledge of the inner workings of a court life, which a lot of them are written in his plays. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of, some people are a bit like, how the hell would he know all this stuff when he's just a working class man from Stratford-upon-Avon? Very bizarre. There's also no evidence that he ever went to any school.
Right.
But around the time, we also then had like the Great Fire of London that probably burnt a lot of records. But again, Stratford-upon-Avon, there would be evidence of him, records of him at school, but there are no records of him ever attending a school. Very odd, right? Are you intrigued?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen William Shakespeare's signature?
I don't think so. I mean, I haven't read anything of William Shakespeare's since high school, I have to say.
The theory kind of basically revolves around that the man we believe to be William Shakespeare can't be him.
Right.
Because that he's not shown to have any education, he's not in that particular class where he would know the inner workings of whatever. And there are other things, kind of like his signature and handwriting don't really match somebody of a great mind of him, of who he's supposed to be, because his IQ is supposed to be like over 200. Right. But then there's other arguments, and it's like, well, if you read a doctor's handwriting, they're all not very good. Because when you think of somebody that's so clever and so literate, you would imagine their handwriting to kind of match that. So that's also a bit where people are a bit like, he doesn't seem to be who he is.
I understand that, but going back to the doctor's handwriting thing, I am familiar with doctors' handwritings, and you think, what is going on here? You've skipped primary school where you've learned the basics and gone straight to do your degree. So, but I can see from this isn't just bad handwriting. It's like very sort of like squiggly shaky, although he would have been writing this with a quill and not a ballpoint pen. Yeah. So that's going to distort it.
But then you've got a lot of people that, you know, would have written their signatures with a quill, like the king and stuff like that, and their handwriting is very like... Anyway, so there's many different things as to people believe that... Oh, yeah, I'll keep that, thanks. As to why he's potentially not a real person. Yeah, he's a paid actor.
His upbringing and his kind of like education and everything doesn't necessarily match up with what he was writing about or how he wrote it. Okay.
Another thing is that his will, as in his last will and testament, was very unpoetic and written in plain language, which people kind of again think, well, surely if this is his last little rendezvous, why isn't it going to be, you know, some big love story to whatever. There's also no mention about any papers or books or anything about the 18 unpublished plays that he supposedly had by the time of his death, and nobody knows where they went.
So how do we know that they exist?
Apparently he had 18 unpublished plays. That was just well known.
Oh. It was like a well-known thing, but no one ever saw any evidence of it.
So, the theories. So there is kind of like a name for these people that are so obsessed with the fact that William Shakespeare isn't actually a real person. They're called like Stratfordians or something like that. Right. If I'm butchering that, I do apologise. If you are one of those people, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let us know in the comments. So there so far has been 80 different people that have been put forward to be believed who have been William Shakespeare, but I'm just going to go with the top 3 because we haven't got all day.
We haven't got all day. These hats are very warm.
About. So the first chap is called Sir Francis Bacon.
Okay, yeah.
Makes me feel hungry. He was a philosopher and statesman. He has very similar works between William Shakespeare and himself. His works are very similar to the plays.
Oh, what, in the style or the content?
Yeah, the style, how it's like written. Apparently, it's very like similar.
Okay.
And people basically believed this to be him so much. He's one of the most popular people to be believed to have been William Shakespeare, that they think they're called like the Bacon theory or Bakefordian theories or something like that, right? Where they think that this Sir Francis Bacon left clues in these plays, in the William Shakespeare plays, about secrets about the monarchy, secrets about Elizabethan life, and secrets about him being actually
like little Easter eggs,
right? And there's a whole big thing about this guy who I can't remember the name of, but he basically got all the plays out and put them on a big stretch of paper, miles long, right? And tried to decipher all these clues. And then it was believed to have found these secrets of the Elizabethan history and the fact that this guy was actually Sir Francis Bacon. But it was decoded by the couple who were famous like World War II code-breakers, and it was found that actually that's not true. So that theory has then actually fallen out of favour by a lot of people.
Okay.
So, but I had you going then, didn't I? Had you going.
So is the conclusion there that actually he's now been...
probably not him.
He's been ruled out because actually the way that they were written is not actually that similar, and the underlying messages don't seem to actually be there.
If you look for patterns and everything, if you look for a face, you're going to see a face.
Yeah.
You know?
Got it.
So the second person that we're going to discuss is called Edward de Vere, He is, weirdly, the 17th Earl of Oxford.
Oh.
It's weird for, where we live. There are a lot of parallels between the plays and the Edward's life.
Okay.
So a lot of the plays were set in Rome and Italy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, he was from Italy.
He went to Italy. There's and obviously the people who I'm talking about are courts. They were in the court, so they would know the inner workings of all the various different jokes and wits and games and stuff that they were playing. Where William Shakespeare is supposed to be a working class man from Stratford upon Avon, wouldn't know. He also wouldn't have travelled that far.
Yeah.
How would he have got the money?
Do you reckon he could have been like more than one person?
Wow.
Could it have been, because he could, William Shakespeare, he could have just been a very charismatic person who was very good at charming people and, making his way in the world, maybe very good actor.
Yeah.
Would make sense. So perhaps he got in with some of these people.
The amount of, from what we discuss, right? So many people are writing all these Milans. Who's the guy who made Lord of the Rings?
Tolkien.
He wrote that language before he wrote Elvish before he wrote the book.
Yes.
Nobody's accusing him from being an elf.
I am.
Well,
maybe I am now.
So, it's kind of maybe it's just the period of the time. I don't really know. But with Edward, even though a lot of his life did parallel a lot of the plays, there is one boo-boo that doesn't really support him being William.
And tell me what that is.
Because he died in 1604, which is before at least 12 plays were ever published. So how could he have written them if he was dead?
But what about if William Shakespeare is there any evidence to show that these people may have interacted? William Shakespeare and this Edward chap, could they have been in cahoots? Could they have sort of...
I mean, there's so many... We'll get to our last person and we'll circle back because there's other little things. So the last chap is called Christopher Marlowe. Again, not far.
Marlowe.
Weird, I know. He was a famous writer at the time.
Well,
but
say no more, it must be him.
It must be him. But he was also a spy for England, obviously.
A spy.
And it was all going really well for the English government. He was a little spy. He was going off doing spy things that spy things do.
Lovely.
However, he was then accused for converting good old Christians to being atheism.
Oh, gosh.
So
that's
the punishment,
not acceptable.
Not in that time, which would actually have meant if he got found of doing that, he would have been killed, because the punishment of that is death, because it's seen as treason, right? So the theory is for this guy, because he mysteriously died before he was ever convicted. So the theory here is that he faked his own death and went underground and then decided to write these plays and tried to expose various different things within the monarchy and the Elizabethan era.
Right. So did the timings work out that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, actually, because the first mention of Shakespeare came 13 days after Christopher had died. So it's all just a bit bizarre. And there's also a lot of parallels between the writing styles between Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe, as Christopher Marlowe, the writer. Even there's a section where there's a little, I don't know what they're called, like a ballad, is that what they're called? Like a little Satan, like a little paragraph.
Yeah.
And they are literally the same. However, Shakespeare is known for kind of stealing words. Right. And he's been heavily influenced by various different people around the time. So those are the three guys. I do think a lot of it is fueled by these higher up people not being able to accept that somebody of working class can write this very clever plays and that everybody knows and loves today. But I do think there's some bits of it, when you're like, oh gosh, that is a bit odd actually. Yeah, because how would he know the inner workings? That's the one thing that gets me, is how would he know the inner workings of a court to be able to write about those things? And
is it known that how he depicts things is an accurate reflection?
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently so. Well, yeah. I mean, so that's hard, because how can you write about something that you haven't heard about? You can't have...
Exactly.
You can't have watched it on the telly or... Yeah.
But
even reading it in a book if he hasn't been educated.
Well, this is the thing. So there would have been libraries and stuff available to him apparently at the time. So he would have been able to access that information from a book. But it's just a bit odd that there is no record of him ever being educated.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that he wasn't educated, because, schools in a small village at the time, would they have kept a record from 1600 whatever?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. I mean, it seems the other thing that we don't know about people living in Elizabethan times is like all of the things that we know about people today, about things like neurodiversity, for example. Could he have had, could he have been
like
a bit
an eidetic memory or something?
Yeah, like a bit neurospicy, a bit kind of like, just very, very gifted and talented with that sort of writing. And actually, at the time they wouldn't have said like, oh, he's autistic or he's whatever. I don't know. Maybe having very little exposure to it, he was able to kind of extrapolate and kind of make these things. But equally,
I think
some of those theories.
With a lot of these theories, I am just going to do an overview of it because they do get, like, if you deep dive in them, like, I was watching documentaries and everything about this stuff. I was very prepared for today. And these documentaries are like hours and hours long.
Yeah, people have done a lot of research.
A lot of research. So there's a lot more detail into the different theories and everything. So what I think would be fun after each theory is for you to rate them tinfoil hats in terms of believability.
Believability. Okay, well...
out of 5.
Out of 5. Out of the characters that you mentioned, the last one in terms of the timings of the death and when William Shakespeare appeared.
Yeah, Christopher Marlowe.
Christopher Marlowe. I think he's probably my front runner in terms of the most believable.
But in terms of the theory as a whole...
In terms of the theory of a whole of William Shakespeare...
Not being real.
Not being real. I suppose my big question about it is why would they all call... Or why would one of them... Why would they pose as him? Why would they pose as him?
This is the other thing, is that people in those high society jobs, if you're going to write plays for the paupers of the world, it's seen as being very beneath. Like, it's like, why would you spend your time doing that? You need to put your head into Elizabethan times. It was a huge class of society and nobody wanted to be dealing with writing free plays for poor people, because that's what that was. That's what he did. So if you've got some Earl of Oxford, he would be judged for writing books like that and writing plays.
Right, okay.
So for somebody like the Earl of Oxford to have written it, everyone around him would be like, why the hell have you done that? And he'd be shunned by society.
No, we don't want to be shunned.
No.
Definitely not. Yeah, okay, so I'm rating it out of 5 for believability.
Yeah. That he wasn't real.
That he wasn't real.
Yeah.
I give it a 3.
Oh, she's subscribing.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, the mismatch between level of education, level of sort of awareness of the content of what he was, creating. And it's not unheard of, is it? People do it all the time of having...
You've got ghostwriters everywhere.
Yeah, ghostwriters, or having like what is it called when you have a different name?
Pen name?
Having a pen name, yeah. That's very common for people to do. So could have been the Elizabethan version of that. I'm giving it a 3.
A 3.
Foil hats
3
out of
tinfoil
5.
hat. There we go. Well, are we ready for conspiracy theory number 2?
Yeah, hit me.
This one is more of a mystery. Have you heard of the Voynich Manuscript?
I have not.
Okay, perfect. So, Wilfrid Voynich in 1912 basically bought a book from this university in Italy. I think it was Rome. They were under hard times. They just started to kind of sell all of their books and things to raise money for the university. This particular manuscript that this guy had bought is supposed to be considered one of the weirdest literary mysteries in history.
Okay.
So I bet you're intrigued now.
Oh, tell me more.
So it still exists today, would you know?
Wow.
I know.
And where is it?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. It's currently kept at Yale University.
Oh, okay.
So, and you can actually go and see it if you want to go and see it.
Okay.
There is a digital copy of this book that Yale have put on, so I'll try and, if I can find any screenshots, I'll pop them on. But despite with over a century of study, nobody knows what this book actually says.
Oh, so we don't know what language it's in?
We don't know the language, we don't know anything. Yeah. So we've had like many people have like tried to decipher this book. You've got historians, linguists, code breakers. Nobody knows what the hell this book is saying.
Right. And so, I mean, I'm sure this is partly conspiracy theory, but why did the university have it and why did he buy it?
So I think Voynich, the Roman Italian University.
Yeah.
Well, so let me take you back to the 1400s.
Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
So this book has about 240 pages and it's believed to be created in the 1400s, if I'm reading right off my script. This has actually been confirmed by carbon dating. Okay. So it's basically made up of, because paper wasn't really a thing in those days, apart from in like Egypt, because they're parchment and stuff. It was made up of loads of different cow hides.
Okay.
So they're able to carbon date the whole book, not just a little bit of paper, the whole book. And it has been dated back to the 1400s, early 1400s. There is an unknown language written in this book, and I'll find pictures for you to see.
Okay.
And there's also a load of different illustrations throughout the book of these unknown plants that kind of look like otherworldly. This is one of the most famous pages for you. Looks like medieval, doesn't it?
It does, but it's quite curly-whirly. Like it's quite, imagine if I was like, oh yeah, that's, I could just read it. Yeah, it's very neat, and it's very consistent with the sort of flourishes on some of the letters. So it's got a lot of straight lines and it's got a lot of small circle curls on the tops of. So
the picture that you're looking at right now, which I'll pop here, has got one of the most famous illustrations in the book, and it's it's tiny little naked women floating around in a green liquid. And they kind of are shown throughout the whole of the book.
Okay.
But if you pass me this, please. Thank you. So these are examples of some plants that people don't believe ever existed. And if you think about how good, like, we're able to tell plants and stuff from millions of years ago, nobody can tell where these plants are, what they are, where they came from. So it's all very spooky kooky. If you ask me, I think somebody's just got a bit, doodly on a book.
Yeah.
But it was a very odd. So back to the language, right, in the book. So
back to the language.
The text flows like a real language, as you've sort of said. You've noticed that there's like...
Visually it looks legit like a language.
There's repeated words, there's patterns, but people still are unable to kind of decipher it. There's arguments that maybe it's kind of like an old Hebrew language, but again, people can't really agree on it at all. There's also charts and diagrams that are kind of like astronomical diagrams, and they look very similar to our zodiac symbols that we obviously know and love today. And you can see a lot of like, there's a lot of Pisces, there's like 2 fish for Pisces, there's like the scales, and there's a ram's head. So like it has to be to do with the stars.
Yeah.
Right? Very exciting. So this book has like changed hands quite a few times, as you said. He bought the book for a large amount of money, and he thought he could sell it for a lot more. This is Voynich. The book isn't actually called Voynich. I can't say it anymore. It doesn't sound like a real word. People just dubbed it as that because that's where he bought it. Yeah. So the theory about this book, there's 3 main theories. Theory 1 is that it's a hoax. It's a publicity stunt. It's not real. This guy bought it, realised he couldn't get any money for it, then decided to kind of create this sort of story around this book.
Added in some pictures.
Yeah. But he didn't actually sell it on. He gave it to his daughter, I think, and then she did whatever with it. But also with the carbon dating, it's not just like that's proven to not be true. It is a book from the 1400s because they can prove that through that.
Yeah.
Because they're able to date the whole book, not just a scrap of paper, because that was an argument that, maybe it's just one little scrap that he's found. But the whole book is made up of that. right?
Yeah.
So nobody really believes the fact that it's a hoax.
Oh.
The second theory is that it's a lost language that has been lost over time. Obviously, that's what happens to lost languages. But there's no evidence of that language anywhere. And bear in mind, we can see the ancient Egyptian language, ancient Roman language, ancient Greek language. Why can't we see why is there no other? And even if you go back to Hebrew languages and stuff, you are able to see proof of those in other different areas of the world. And this is the only place that you can find this book, this language.
Okay.
So it's a bit creepy.
It's a bit spooky.
Weird.
But it came from Italy. But why? So why did the university have it?
They just had it. Everything ends up in Rome. Loads of famous books and things all end up in Rome, don't they? They love it in there. They collect things. So theory 3, it's an encrypted text that might be very ordinary. Like one of the beliefs is that it's a women's health instruction manual. Because these little ladies kind of appear throughout the whole book. And there's a circle thing, if I can find it, I'll put it here. And it kind of shows a pregnant woman through the different stages of her pregnancy, if you like.
Oh, okay.
So there's that theory that it could be that. And obviously with the astrological things, maybe that's to do with menstrual cycles or whatever. But a lot of people do believe that it might just hold the key to the universe. And
some people think it could be aliens.
Yeah. And it could also just be a book on alchemy because there's plants that, we don't know about. But it is, again, just a very odd thing.
It's just a very strange thing, yeah.
And it is dubbed one of the most mysterious books of all time. And yeah, it's very bizarre that even now to this day, nobody knows. So it remains unsolved as to what this book is.
Yeah. Oh, that's really, because it almost feels too similar to other things to be extraterrestrial, if you see what I mean. Because it almost feels it does look like a language, even the way that it's written along the lines and it's, kind of the different letters and the patterns and things, you think,
So there's another thing about the illustrations in the book, that if you go to that time and you look at various different texts from the medieval times, the doodles, because there's loads of little doodles in all those books, but they're very intentional, and the doodles are the pictures in the books are kind of done by artists, where the pictures in this book do look quite amateur.
right.
So everyone's a bit well, who the hell's got this guy in? It's oh yeah, I'm an artist. And then he then produces that and you kind of think, what the hell? Because it doesn't look as good as the other types of picture books of those times.
I know what you mean.
So what do you think?
If I knew, I'd probably be in the money. But yeah, do you know what I think? I think this is a kid that's written this. I think this is a child of whatever time it was that's written this. And maybe they've made up a language themselves.
Yeah.
And because I'm saying that because of the drawings, they look like a child trying to draw a plant.
Very amateur.
Yeah, but they look in that very kind of 2D way.
Yeah.
They look quite childlike.
Yeah.
But if you look back at children's drawings and writing and stuff, even from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, parents and grandparents' age, children of a very young age can write in very neat lines because that's just the way that it was kind of drilled into people in schools. So I wonder whether
it looks quite Jimmy from across the road.
Yeah, it looks quite mature in the writing, the way that the writing, but it's maybe it is
just
a child that's done it.
Just a kid playing about.
Yeah, because my dad wrote a book. He didn't write a book. Well, he did, but that's not what I'm talking about. My dad had this book called The Monster Book of Monsters, and it was just an old notebook, A4 notebook, and on each page he drew like a quite intricate picture of different monsters and sort of described what they were.
Oh my God.
So there's all sorts of things on there, and they're quite detailed, but they're like, what on earth is that? And the writing is relatively neat, even though he's quite young. But I reckon if that got found...
I would be like, oh my God, the world.
in 500 years' time, people will be like, well, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this documentation from these ancient
Yeah.
times? And actually, it was just my dad as a 10-year-old making up some monsters.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminds me of, the pictures. And I just wonder whether the writing is a bit deceptive in that actually it looks neat like an adult, but maybe it's not.
Now you've solved it. It remained unsolved until today.
Right now. That's my theory, my own theory.
What do you believe? Do you believe that it's this mysterious book, or do you think that it's just that?
Well, it's definitely mysterious. It's like nobody knows for sure where it came from or what it is, and it's very different, I suppose, to anything else that people have seen. And obviously, a lot of very intelligent code breakers and linguists and all stuff have had a go at it and still don't know quite what it is.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So,
tinfoil hat, go on.
Well, in the fact that it's a very mysterious thing, it is.
Yeah. So
it's got to be 5.
5.
But
tinfoils.
I think I've solved the mystery.
I think you have. I can't believe that you need to get yourself to Yale University.
I've got it. I've solved it.
I definitely think if anybody's interested in that theory, to deep dive into it, because that was a very quick overview. There is so much around how it got to where it is, and lots of people. There's just so many things.
Yeah.
That for the sake of this podcast, I can only cover so much.
Yeah.
So
have a look at the pictures that I've just had a look at as well, and see if you agree with it being like quite childlike, and is it just some kid's little book that they've written and everyone's now gone crazy?
So would you like the final theory for today?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this is actually a mystery again, because I thought it's just a bit more fun to have a little mystery.
Yeah.
And I felt that these weren't particularly well known between me and you, and I didn't want to just do the very obvious ones. So this is called the Taman Shud mystery.
The Taman Shud?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to take you back.
Oh, again? Where are we going this time?
We are going back to Australia.
Oh, lovely.
1984.
Oh, okay.
Post-war.
Yeah.
Beginning of Cold War.
Whereabouts are we in Australia?
We are in a place in Adelaide, Australia, because I have actually written that down. So you are on a beach in Adelaide, Australia, strolling down the beach, and you see somebody that's kind of propped up against they're like water breakers.
Yeah.
So you got the people on the promenade, and then there's stone, and then the beach.
Yep.
Yeah. He's kind of propped up around there, and you think, gosh, I'm having a little sleep.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you think, oh, he doesn't actually look like he's moving. I best just go and have a look. And then you realise he's dead.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh, no. So, on the 1st of December in 1948, a well-dressed man was found dead on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. There were no signs of violence.
Okay.
There is no indication of how this man died. He literally looks like he's just kind of been picked up and placed there. Weird. We are going to call this man John Doe, because that is what he's been known as. He had no friends or family. Nobody knew who he was. When the local area kind of was like, local man. Oh, no, that's American. Oh, that's Australian.
We don't need to do
We don't need to do that. I was trying to do it. He's like or bloke. Found on the beach.
Not bad, to be fair.
Not bad, thank you. To kind of be like, does anybody know who this is? Nobody knew who this guy was. Everyone was like, who's this man? This is so weird.
Crazy.
When they did a little search thing, they couldn't find anything on him. He had no identification papers. He didn't have a wallet. He didn't have a passport. He didn't have a driving license. Don't really like a paper one. Obviously, they didn't want to have cards. Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing to identify this guy at all. So it was just a big old mystery. There was also no reason as to why this guy died. There's a question about potentially a enlarged spleen that could have maybe done something to him, but he didn't have a heart attack. There was no gunshot wounds, there was no wounds or anything, no stabby stabs, nothing.
Gosh.
Right? Everyone's like, how did this man die? And he wasn't particularly old either. He was just like, 30, 40-year-old man. He was older than me, I would imagine, but So this kind of all went on for a little bit longer, and then months had passed and still nobody knew who he was. And the local train station were kind of getting rid of a load of things, and they found a suitcase.
Oh, and what was in it?
Well, nothing of interest, but they thought maybe there was something to do with like a bit of twine that people thought, oh, I've noticed that before. Why have I noticed that? And the police might have thought that it belonged to this guy because it was sort of on his clothing or something, right?
Okay.
They thought, let's go and check his clothes. And when they checked his work clothes, they found a secret sewn pocket into his trousers. A tiny little pocket. It was in the seams of his trousers, right? And inside that pocket was a rolled up piece of paper.
Right.
And on that piece of paper, I feel like I'm going like, what's that story?
The skeletons.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
In a dark room
in the dark house. There's a dark, yeah.
There's dark stairs. Dark stairs. A family of skeletons.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway. Sorry. Oh dear. So on this piece of paper, there was just 2 words. And the 2 words were Taman Shud. And it was printed on it. It wasn't written, it was printed on this piece of paper. And Taman Shud is a Persian language. It's Persian words that basically mean finished, done, end. That's what it translates to English. One of those, we're done, right? This particular piece of paper is the final page of an ancient collection of poetry, and its book has kind of like your little book of all your different authors.
Yeah, my anthology.
So there's a ancient book that holds loads of different poetries in it from Persia, right? And it is the last page of that book, right? And it's called that book's called the Rabayat. If I'm saying this wrong, I do apologise. And it's by Omar Khayyam. Weird. Why is that there?
Wait, so are you saying it's actually ripped out of that book?
Yeah, it's ripped out of that book.
Oh, I thought you just meant the words were there. So
No. So it's been ripped out of a book of that book.
Oh,
okay. So the police thought, we've got something here. Oh, sorry if you can hear my little girl. The police were like, oh my God, we've got a lead.
Oh my Christ.
Right, oh my Christ.
Wait, how did they figure that out then?
Mate. Huh?
Oh, so they saw the Taman Shud thing and they were like, this is a Persian word.
Yeah,
and then
they can have a look.
They got on the phone, hello Persia, we think we've got something that belongs to you. They were like, oh my God, please tell me it's that book. And they were like, oh God, yeah, it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
So,
okay.
but you need to do it in a 90s, 40s, 48 accent.
All right.
In Australia.
Okay.
So the police did a huge search about this because obviously they've now felt like they've got a lead. And weirdly enough, a man came forward and was like, you're not going to believe this, mate. I've only gone and found a book called The Rabayat in my car, and the back page ain't there.
Is it just one copy of this book?
No. It's just that this man's just found a copy of this book mysteriously in the back of his car, and he then was like, oh my God, the back page is missing. Right. But this man has no connection to the guy who was the John Doe. There's no sign of any struggle or anything from John Doe. Nobody knows how he's died. There's no poisoning. There's no nothing. Like, nobody knows. Oh my God, it's him. It's John Doe. He knows. Oh, John Doe.
John. He's like, please solve my mystery.
John Doe.
Oh my God, it's Caravel that's fallen
don't
over.
Stop, because I'm scared. What's that, Australian?
There might be a clue in it.
Don't, because if it does, stop. The back page. So this man has no connection with the John Doe. Remember, there's no signs of any struggle, no violence. Nobody knows how John Doe died. And so everyone's like, you must know this man. And he's like, no, I don't.
I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
And what makes it weirder about this book, not only is the back page missing, which does actually match up to be the page found in this man's pocket, in John Doe's pocket, on the back of the book, there is a weird code on it.
Right.
And it is a load of letters.
Is it the ISBN?
No, it's not the ISBN. Okay. And there's also a telephone number written on the book as well with the code.
What, as in, someone has written this on to the book?
They've written a code of letters
and
a telephone number.
Okay.
Right? So, what do? They obviously call the telephone number, don't they?
Oh, God.
And who is to answer?
Who is it?
A local nurse lady. A local nurse in Australia answered and was like, hello.
Hello, 13.
13, hello. She has no idea who this man, even now to this day, I mean, she's probably dead now, but she completely denied ever knowing John Doe.
I mean, you would do if you talked to him.
Well, yeah, true. And she also has no idea who the man who found the book is. She was like, I don't know who these people are. So it's all very big mystery. There's a lot of open-end questions here. So would you like to know the theories as to what happened?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Go on, then.
So theory one is that he took his own life. And it's a very boring theory. And it's a very sad theory, if that's the true. And it's all just sort of a big, mysterious...
Some overdose that perhaps in the 40s they couldn't detect.
A poetic guy. Maybe he felt that was kind of like his last thing.
He wanted to dress up nice,
the
be
book
by
in
the
back
sea.
of a car, you know. So that's a very boring theory. Sad theory, but not one that I subscribe to. And the second theory is that he was a spy.
A spy.
A spy. He was a spy because you need to remember the timing. It's the beginning of the Cold War. So people felt that it was a spy and it is some sort of coded message that he was trying to get to whatever country he was serving from. Because again, nobody knows who this man is or where he's from, right?
Can we not do the ancestry DNA thing that you did?
Please hold for future sections.
Sorry.
Okay, so theory 3, and this is the one that I mainly subscribe to, is that it is a secret love affair gone wrong, which is why the nurse's telephone number was on the book. And whatever had happened, whether there was a bit of a to-do, bit of a hoo-ha,
oh, God.
He's then ended up dead and whatever. But again, the nurse has no idea who this man is. There was
Also, she says.
And I'm like, do we believe her? I don't know.
Suspicious.
In 2022, researchers found that they did do some ancestry DNA thing on this guy.
Oh my God, that's what I said.
Oh my God, crazy. And they found that this chap was actually likely to be, it's not 100% believed, but it is a likelihood that he could be a chap called Carl Webb, who was an electrical engineer from Melbourne. But nobody really agrees with that. I mean, a lot of people do agree with it because the genetic people have gone like, well, it kind of seems like he could be from this family and whatever. But nobody really agrees with that. So, but even if he was that, how did he die? If he was Carl Webb, how did he die? How did he get there? Why was there a secret pocket?
And somebody probably would have checked in with his family at that point and been like, wait, do you know this guy?
Exactly, because this went all over Australia.
Yeah.
And Australia's a big place. We do know that.
Yeah,
however,
we do know that.
You know, news travels fast and nobody knew who this man was at all. So even if he was Carl Webb must have had a family because how would they have been able to do the DNA testing now?
Yeah, so wait, when was this DNA testing done?
2022.
Oh, sorry, right. I missed that. So they've obviously kept samples or whatever, hairs.
Yeah. So...
oh, right. So there must be some sort of trace of, like, his family. Because it's 1940 whatever, let's say he was 30. So yeah, we're talking sort of his great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren.
Regardless of who he is, if he is Carl, brilliant. Love that.
Sorted.
Great. Don't fall over again, Carl.
Carl. You mean like Caravel?
Don't! Because I'm going to get...
Even
Even if he was him, right? What's with the pocket? What's with the book? What was that message? What was the code? What's with the nurse's number on the back of the book?
Yeah, that's weird, because when you first said, what did you say those words meant that were found in
End and finish, and it was sewn into a pocket.
Yeah. So when you first said that, I thought it could be, the equivalent of like when something is manufactured and you put a little sticker on it, say like, this has been tested by Susan.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Could have been that. Yeah. Could have been someone sewn it into the jeans just to be like, these are finished, we've quality checked them.
Why is it ripped from a ripped book?
Well, that was information I then got later, after I thought that. So yeah, that makes it, and the fact that you're saying that they have verified that the ripped bit of paper did actually come from that book.
Mm. And that, again, to this day remains unsolved.
I wonder whether it's something that, like, sometimes the simplest solutions are the solutions, and the sort of the fact that he may have taken his own life, and he maybe wanted to do it in a slightly poetic, mysterious way, being by the seaside, dressed up nicely, leave a little random trail to kind of confuse people, because maybe that's the guy he was, if he was a bit of a loner.
Well, another thing that I completely forgot to miss out, or I completely missed out, was all the labels in his clothing were ripped out. I mean, maybe he had some sensory issues, because I take all of the labels out of my... Do you?
Yeah, mostly, like especially like gym clothes and stuff. I take the labels out because they scratch.
Because there's also, apart from one thing that was found in his jacket, was a jacket by this other guy's... It had this other guy's name on it. But again, time of the world... just after the war, rationing, everyone wasn't getting rid of clothes, they were passing clothes around, so it is likely for a lot of people to be wearing clothes that are worn by other people.
Yeah, they've had different names in them, so that's not too unexplained.
And also the guy's clothing, the guy's name was found and he was alive, and he was like, I don't know who that is. So it's just mysterious.
Yeah, very mysterious, but yeah, I do wonder whether it could have been a little something that he's kind of,
I like the romantic element.
Yes, yeah. But I mean, sort of, because obviously that hasn't ended well. No. And she's saying she didn't know who he is.
And even to up until the day she died, she didn't know it. She remained. No, I don't know. So there you go. That is the... Maybe
it's a combination of those things, and maybe he was in love with this person for some reason.
Maybe he was the stalker.
Yeah, and the nurse didn't know anything about it, because why would she? Like, he was a stalker. He realised that nothing was ever going to come of it, and blah blah blah, so he thought, well, there's nothing left for me in this world. And perhaps he was just like a lone guy, he didn't have a family, so that's why there's no trace of him.
So there you go.
Wowzers.
That concludes our conspiracy mysteries section of the podcast.
Well, thank you very much for bringing those to my attention.
Yeah, I think they were pretty good.
I didn't give that one a rating. I'm going to give that a... Well, what am I rating that one on?
Don't know.
Because I believe the
Voynich one.
The combination of the
theories.
The theory of
suicide
and
the nurse
stalker thing.
I mean, yeah, we created our own, really.
So does that mean, do I rate it 5 or 1? 5.
5.
I give it 5.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Thank you very much for those.
That's okay.
They were very good. They were very interesting.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah. If you've got any theories that you want us to cover in part 2. Again, this could be a series.
It could be.
If you did like these types of episodes, do let us know in the comments. And if there's anything you'd like us to cover in any future episodes, please also let us know. Please go and follow all of our social medias. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and YouTube Shorts and Spotify.
Yeah. And we'll be back soon for our next episode of Between the Pages with Gemma Vale.
Yeah.
Where we will talk more about her books. I would say you won't have read it yet because it's not out yet, but she's just like she just seems to be a really interesting person.
So interesting.
So if you're somebody who's like interested in you know, self-publishing or interested in that sort of genre, which is like a gothic romance, dark romance, gothic-y sort of.
Yeah, it's like a gothic fantasy mystery.
Gothic fantasy.
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of thing. But,
definitely go and check it out.
Yeah.
When it's on.
Yeah.
It'll be the next episode after this.
A couple of weeks' time, I reckon.
Crazy.
Perfect.
Well, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.